Thank you for reminding. Okay. So scatter plot, as we all know, is essentially mapping two measures. And in this particular case, we may want to map, let's say, discount percentage with profit. Okay. So we may say that if the discount percentage is high, what happens to the profit? And since we have two other forms of measures, one is the color, the other is the size, we can also use this effectively to denote, let's say, two other things. For example, you can use the color to denote the subcategories. So against a particular discount, what is the profit for a particular subcategory, and we can use the size to denote sales. So essentially, we are mapping two measures. Actually, we are mapping three measures, because you have the profit percentage as well as the discount percentage and the profit percentage. And the third is the sales, which is indicated by the size. And then we are using the color to indicate the dimension of subcategory. Okay, so this is something that we can create through this through a scatter plot. Okay, so let us try and do that. Now, in order to do that, we have to create some calculated fields, right? So one calculated field will be a profit percentage, the other calculated field will be a discount percentage. So I can create a calculated field from here. So let me, before doing that, let me also set up this some of the basic formatting related to, say, the quantitative measure. So we know that we can set up the formatting from here, where we give the default property and number format, and make this as currency United States. Okay. And customs, it just say this display unit is in thousands. Okay, so that all my sales will appear like this, and same I can do for profit. Some of these things are a little weird, because instead of saying USD, it is giving me English, United States, and all those things. Okay, it's easier to have the currency in the form of USD or INR, but anyway. And discount also, let me put it as USD, but will not put this custom discount. Custom will not put any display unit, because the discount may be actually smaller in value, so no point in giving it in thousands. Okay, so far all good, guys? Everybody? Yeah, great. Yes. So yes, I will make a calculated characteristic. So I can create calculated characteristics from here. Calculated fields, rather. Here is called calculated fields. In Google Data Studio, they call it calculated characteristic. Okay, so here is calculated field. So I can create it from here, or I can create it from here. Okay, or I can even create it from here. Okay, so any of these. Okay, so let's say I am creating a calculated field of profit percent, which is profit by sales. This is my profit percent. And if I put this number format, I can put in percentage. My 2 decimals should be okay, profit percentage. And the other thing that I need to create is a discount percentage. So discount percentage also I will create. So discount by sales. And again, that this is something that I'm going to change it to, what percentage? Yeah, it's 2 decimals, fine. Okay. So I have now profit percentage and discount percentage. I will make the discount percent as my x-axis, the independent variable, and the profit percentage as the or profit, not profit percentage, because if your discount is higher, obviously your profit percentage will come down. But what we are looking at is by giving a higher discount, whether my total profit is increasing or not. Because total profit may increase even if my profit percentage is lower, if my sales volume increases, right? And that's the purpose of discount. A discount increases your sales volume. So we are more interested in knowing whether it is increasing the profit rather than the profit percent. So I will take discount percent in the x-axis and the profit in the y-axis. Now, okay, it has reversed, so I can actually swap. You can swap this. So this is the way you can swap the rows and columns. Okay, otherwise you can also swap the rows and columns here. So I can just swap the rows and columns here.
We can also simply drag and drop, no, sir?
Yeah, of course, you can simply drag and drop. Yeah, all these methods are possible. So
average, right?
Yes, absolutely right. So we can't. There's no no point in taking discount percentage as sum. You should take it as an average. So we create. Where is my average gone here? So no, sorry. Where is my average? So now I have the discount percentage and the profit. Now this obviously is one figure because I have not given any dimension. So now I want to make the dimension as subcategory. So I made dimension into subcategory. Subcategory becomes my dimension, and the dimension is indicated by colors. Also, I want the sales to be my size. So as you analyze this logically, then you will not need to kind of memorize it. So what we are doing over here, first we took two axes. Independent axis is discount percentage, dependent axis is profit. I wanted to color or divide it based on subcategories, which is my dimension. I want to show that in different colors. So I drag subcategory into colors, and I want to use the size because I'm left with also size. I can use the size of the bubble. I'm using the size to indicate sales. So I'm putting size sales into size, and of course I have to take the average discount, average discount percentage, not the sum. And now I do not want this, I want the filled bubble. So I can go over here, go to shape, and change this shape to a filled bubble. Also, I can take this, make this a little bigger. So it looks like this. Now you can see that one particular outlier, binders, that is having a very high discount percentage. The rest of it is very low discount percentage. So why don't we convert this into a logarithmic scale? Because then this will become more spread out and we'll be able to analyze it better. So go over here and go to the edit axis and make this logarithmic. Okay, make the scale logarithmic. And now I have a better view of the entire thing, and I can make it further. I don't need this, I don't need this legends. So I can just remove this legend. I can hide the card, legend card from here, or I can go from here and say legends, remove the legend from. So wherever, legions are, so definitely the size legion is not useful for me. So people can understand if higher size, that will be higher sales. So I just hide the cut. This legend might be useful for me, but instead of probably giving this legend over here, I would rather put subcategory in the label. Okay, then I don't need this legend. Remember, one of the things in the first class we discussed that is always better to put the legend wherever possible with the size of, beside the actual visualization, because then it makes it's easier for people to relate. It is difficult whenever you have such a long list, it's very difficult to relate that. Okay, so I can now hide the card, and now I can make this interview. So now it looks much better. And if you want to add any other, let's say if I want to add sales figure also or profit percentage here, I can go to the label because we don't have the profit percentage. So I can add the profit percentage. Hope it doesn't become too crowded. So this is not sum, obviously. This one also has to be average. Right? And if I want, I can remove the decimal point. So I have the profit.
So the color dimension is for category. The size is for sales volume.
Subcategory and the size for sales volume. That's right.
Size for sales volume. Okay.
That's right.
And the position, I mean, in
x-axis is the average discount percent. Y-axis is the profit.
Okay.
Okay.
So 4 dimensions we are showing here, plotting in this chart.
Which one?
Four different dimensions.
Not 4 dimensions. We are. If you are technically defining dimensions, we are actually plotting one dimension, which is subcategory. We are plotting
measures.
We are plotting 3 measures. Yes.
3 measures and 1 dimension. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but one thing is very important, that the primary correlation that we are trying to establish here is between the discount and the profit. So we understand that binders, even if the discount percentage is high, the profit is fairly good as far as binders is concerned. Okay, even if the discount percentage is high. Okay. On the other hand, copiers, the discount copiers, basically you're not giving any discount on copiers, but still the profit is very high and but the sales is not very high. So that means copiers is a very profitable product, even at a very low discount. I mean, because the low discount, if a product is given at a low discount, is profitable, which is clear from this 31% profit that this copier is making. Yes.
But so not very product. High sales volume. It has got high profit because the discount percentage is low. It doesn't have
got high profit because the discount percentage is low. That's right. And of course, it might have a lower cost of production, whatever. Okay.
We have not taken that cost of production into account.
No, we don't know that. We don't know the cost of production yet. Okay. We only know the profit percentage. Profit percentage over sales. So why I'm saying is that it may not only be because of discounts. Look at this binder. Okay. Binder also, binders are very high discount, but it is reasonably profitable. Okay, profit percentage is 19%. So it's
showing minus 9.
Oh, minus is minus. Okay. Yeah, profit percentage minus 1. Yeah. So it's not profitable. Right. So here we are, because we are so average.
No, but if it is minus, okay. If it is minus, then why it is there?
Why it is showing a positive profit? Okay, very good question. Why is it showing a profit, positive profit? The way the profit percentage is being calculated over here. Okay, I think the profit percentage that is being average, the way average profit percentage is being calculated is based on the average is on the number of instances of profit. Yes.
Yeah. So one thing, can you please check the profit percentage formula just once?
Yeah. So,
from the object browser. from the object browser, not from here, from left hand side, from left hand
you
down,
want to,
left hand down, left
Yes.
below left.
Oh,
Yes,
acha, you are saying
profit,
that.
yes.
Okay, okay.
So edit.
Yeah.
Yes. So the thing is, we should give sum of profit divided
Right.
by
Sum of
sum of
sales.
sales.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think Kaushik and Vidisha can remember this
Yes,
thing. We had
a
also
bit.
had trouble
Yes, yes,
initially.
yes.
Sum of profit divided by sum of sales.
Bracket inside. Yes.
All right.
Then sum of sales.
Yes.
Sum of sales. And another thing, Atanuda, you have to drag it. But before that, please, you can check the default aggregation from here, from object browser, so that every time it will average. You can remove that and drop that.
Okay. Yeah. So what you're saying is that this one, right? Okay. And now if I
Aggregate. Yes, it
Yeah.
is showing 14.86 now.
Yeah. So previously what it was doing, it was calculating it was taking the profit percentages for each individual sales and dividing by the total number of instances of sale. So some one particular sale might have minus 200% profit. Another sale can have plus 5% profit, but the sale volume of the plus 5% profit might be higher than the sale volume of the minus 200%. So that is why when you are just doing a simple average, it was giving a negative value. But when you are making the average, you are basically summing up all the profits and dividing it by the total sales, then it is giving you the positive profit. That is the reason. Yeah.
And one observation also from here. So you can see that in discount percentage in the column, we can see that it is AVG written. And in rows bin in the top, it's written sum of profit. The green pills in the top. Yes. But in case of profit percentage, it is written AGG. So AGG is basically denoting aggregating. So when we are dividing sum of something with sum of something, so it will say always AGG. It will give. So Atanuda will show you. Yes. So in this case, it will always show AGG aggregated. So 2 levels of aggregation has been done. So in that case, it shows like that.
Yeah. Okay. So you can now another thing that you can do now this one for some reason it's not working in the latest version. It used to work very well. Okay, so what you basically you can do over here is, let's say if you make it let's say a month, and now this obviously the profit percentage has come down. The scale has there's a problem with the scale, but what I wanted to show you over here, it used to move. Okay. Now I don't know, Vishwajit, did you face this problem recently, or is it only a problem in the public version? Now I cannot run this. Okay, it doesn't. I can only move it one by one. I can only move it one by one. Okay, I cannot, I cannot run it as a continuous visualization, where basically I want to see over a period of time how a particular product has moved. Okay, how is the rank change? So this is something that previously used to work, but these days it's not working. So
can you check this in the slide mode, preview mode? I also haven't checked this new feature. It's a new feature.
I also tried that also. It doesn't work. So you see, I have to. It used to work very fine in
Okay, so I have also haven't seen tested this thing.
Just check it out in
Maybe
the server
yeah.
version. Just check it
Okay,
out.
okay, okay.
Works. It used to work very well. Okay, and you know these rank charts and all used to work very well like this. But last, I think, couple of versions, it has stopped working. So it used to give a very good motion chart that how, let's say, these binders over a period of let's say 6 months, how is this plot moved? Okay, was binders initially a high discount product and then did it move up? Those kind of things. But now, if you have to move, you have to move in one by one. Okay. So this is a very good, kind of visualization of your scatter plot. So you can do whenever you have multiple measures, you can do a lot of things on this. Yeah. Okay. Hope people have got it. All good. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay, great. We will now we'll come to histogram. Histogram is, is used, but more of a statistical. I mean, both this one, which is a box plot, as well as histogram, both of them are kind of statistical charts. But let me make the box plot first. Okay. So those of you who are kind of new to the concept of box plot, more of a statistical chart. So let me just explain the concept of a box plot a little bit. It is basically used to figure out the spread of the values. Let's say you have orders and there are some orders which are outliers. Okay. So your profit is, you're doing well as far as profit is concerned, but there are some orders which are outliers and you want to see what those orders are which are outliers. So, from a statistics point of view, box plot is nothing but, so Shubhamai and Shuman, all of them having statistics background. So for you knowing this already, for others, so any distribution of data will have a median. Let's say this is the median, which is Q2, and there's the first quartile Q1, which is the first 25%. So for example, if I have a set of data, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I arrange this data set in ascending order, okay, so the median will be between 5 and 6, right? So 5.5 is the median. And so this will be my Q2, and 3 will be my Q1, and 8 will be my Q2. Remember that you have to arrange the data in an ascending order. Okay. Now, in a more complex data set, probably you will have ranges of data, and then you have to get the average within that range. So this is Q1, this is Q2, this is Q3. So in this case, Q1 is 3, Q2 is 5.5, and Q3 is 8. Okay. Now, interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. So in this case, it is 5. 5 is my interquartile range. Okay. So this box plot, the box part of the box plot covers Q1 to Q3. So most of my distribution, most of my data points will be lying over here. Now there may be some data points that are lying outside these whiskers. Okay. These are the outliers. Now this is the box. These are called the whiskers. Now what is the length of the whisker? The length of this particular whisker is Q3. So this is the upper whisker, and this is the lower whisker. So upper whisker is Q3 plus 1.5 of interquartile range. Okay. So here it will be Q3 is how much? 8 plus 1.5 into 5. So this will be this point. So that means how much? 1.5 into 5 is 7.5. So 8 plus 7.5, 15.5, right? So if I have a data point somewhere in the series, if I have a data point that is lying beyond 15.5, this will be considered an outlier. Okay, why do you need outliers? We need outliers because if you are measuring trends or any such kind of pattern you're trying to figure out, there you should eliminate outliers because that might vitiate your overall trend. But not in all cases. In all cases, you should not eliminate outliers. There are certain use cases. For example, let's say in medical cases, when you are trying to predict, let's say, medical condition, a positive condition, let's say a malignancy of a tumor or something like that, then the percentage of such malignancy will be very low. So in that case, you should not ignore outliers. But there are different ways of handling that as well. So lower whisker is Q1 minus 1.5 into I. So Q1 is 3 minus 1.5 into 5. Okay. So that is, so this is, so it will be minus, how much is this? 7.5 minus 3 minus 4.5, right? So any data lies beyond, so this is minus 4.5, this is plus 15.5, and any data that lies beyond these will be called as outliers. Okay, so this is the concept of a box plot. There's also something called a violin plot. Violin plot, what it does is that it gives you, we saw a violin plot in Power BI. Okay, it is a ready-made community chart there, but here in Tableau, if you have to create a violin chart, then you have to customize it or write a few codes. So violin plot will look like, so here you don't know how it's difficult to figure out what is the distribution pattern within the box. In a violin plot, you can have a distribution pattern. So it will look like a violin. It will look like this. Something like this. So this width is the number of instances that is occurring within the box. So it looks like a violin. That's why it's called a violin. So this is the concept. It's used typically to figure out the distribution of data and analyzing that. Okay. So let us see how we can create a box plot over here. All good, everybody? Fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us go over here. So this is our box plot. So what we need to do, first of all, we need to figure out what are we plotting. So one thing that we may want to plot is the profit percentage. That means how is the profit percentage distributed? Remember the previous chart where it created this kind of anomaly that binders were showing a total profit as positive, but the profit percentage, the way it was calculated earlier, it was showing negative. Why? Because it was doing a simple average. So it was showing profit percentage negative because there will be few cases which was having a very high negative profit. And just because it was doing a simple average, not a weighted average, it was pulling down the profit percentage towards the negative side. But when we did a weighted average, that we multiplied that with the sales value, in that case, the profit percentage became more acceptable. Okay. So ideally, that means the binders should have a high spread. There'll be one or two, there should be one or two outliers which will be probably skewing the profit extensively. Okay. So this kind of scenario we can easily identify to the box plot. So we'll take profit percentage. Okay. Now let me let me create or let me use this only, right? No problem. Aggregate profit percentage, and we want to do the box plot for subcategories. Okay. Now this kind of picture comes in. Now what it has done, these points, these individual points are the subcategories. So it is saying that there are certain subcategories where the profit percentage is very high, whereas certain subcategories the profit percentage is very low. Okay, so this one is payables. The profit, we know payable is not profitable at all. So the profit percentage.
Sir, this
Yes.
Our formula for this calculated field profit percentage is still sum of
we have
profit
taken,
by sum of sales, right?
Yeah, we have taken the same.
Okay. And can we have it horizontally? I mean, this.
We can have it horizontally. We can swap. Okay, this chart should be able to swap this horizontally. Yeah, but it doesn't look that good. It's probably better. Okay. So, but this is not exactly what we need, because this kind of distributions are not typically used to identify aggregate at the level of subcategories, because we know that there are only few observations, and for these few observations we know that which subcategories are giving low profit and which subcategories are giving high profit. Probably it's not that important to measure the upper quartile, lower quartile, etc., because the number of observations is very less. Number of observations is equal to the number of subcategories. What we need is at the individual order level. So this kind of data will be useful when we want to we are able to analyze an individual order level. What is the distribution? Okay, so what we need to do is, what we want to have this distribution at individual order level rather than at subcategory level. Now, by default, these are all aggregated. So if I have to have individual observations of the order level, just remove the aggregate measures. Okay, and then put subcategory over here. Now see what has happened. Now each of these subcategories now these points that you see, these points are now individual orders. These points are individual. Now if I want to know the order number, I can actually get the order number in the tooltip. So now I know that these are the, you see, these are the individual order numbers. So you see there are certain subcategories where there is a huge number of outliers. Okay, so these, where is our copier? Okay, actually copier is not having a huge number of maybe because, okay, why did it then give a negative percentage? This is interesting. Okay, so it doesn't actually have any individual order which is a negative percentage. So this is interesting. We thought that copiers will have a high, negative. This we need to check why it is happening like this. Why did it give in negative in the first place? But here you can see the apply.
Copier was anyway having high profit percentage.
Which one having the negative?
Binders.
Binders. Where is our binders?
Here, sir.
Yeah. See. So binders, you have a large number of, even though appliances have more, but probably the appliances, you have a large percentage. So you see, in appliances did not show, or at least we did not observe. Maybe it was also showing, we did not. Binder was something that caught our eye, which shows a negative profit percentage, even though the total profit was positive in our earlier calculation, simple average calculation. So you know the reason now, that you have some outliers, not exactly outliers, but outliers will be outside the whisker, but something near the whisker which is giving few data points, few orders which are giving a very high negative profit percentage. Okay. The interquartile range is also quite wide. Okay. That means the variability of profitability is also very high for binders. On the other hand, if you look at something like which one is giving a high profit, let's say copiers. Okay, if you look at copiers, you see the variability of profit is very low. That means all the orders are being sold at a predictable profit range and a predictable profitable profit range. Okay. So this one, for example, accessories. Accessories is also reasonably predictable and manageable profit range. Whereas, let's say appliances, there are few orders, and this is where I may want to analyze that why, what are these orders which are actually, giving me very low profitability. What happened to that? There is a concept called, okay, this one will not have explained data, but we can also view the data. So this is the data. Okay. So this is the order ID, which is giving me such a negative profit percentage. So I can go back and check why this order is having such a negative percent. And if I want, I can check the full data as well. Okay. So this is the full data for these two order items. Okay. So this is the order ID. Okay, no, this is the full data for the order ID is being showing over this. I think that 160,836, right? 160,836. Oh, sorry, it does not show either. So this is the full data for, I think, all the categories of appliances. Okay. And out of that, there's one order that is giving me a very low profit percentage. And I may want to analyze that why this order is showing me such a low profit percentage. Okay. So this is the purpose of this box plot. Make sense?
Yes. If we replace subcategory with order ID, what does it happens in that case? In the left side marks level, if we drop order ID in place of subcategory, order ID.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Order ID in the detail. Yes. Okay, so more or less is same.
Yeah, because this is being plotted for order ID and subcategory anyway I have in the column. So so actually you don't need this. Actually, you don't need the order ID over here because I've already removed this aggregation. Okay. So
yes. So that's why. So we have removed the aggregation. Yes. So that's why we have the granular level of data in that case.
Right. But if I have this aggregation, then also if I put order ID over here, I don't think it will give me the chart.
Order ID in the dimension. Yes. Yes, it will give in that case.
Then, so in that case, I don't need to remove this aggregation.
Yes.
Yeah, makes sense. Are you all, with me? Because what we did was actually, I mean, two ways. One is I can remove the aggregate measures. In that case, you don't need to give an order ID. It automatically takes the individual data. Or if I want to have an order ID, then I can put it in the detail and keep the aggregate measures. So these are the So it is because it's a very configurable product. You have to play around all the different parameters, okay, of configuration and try out the different things. That's the whole idea. I can just remove this. I don't need this. Okay, if you want, you can change the color, but not this one. Sorry. Didn't want this color. I wanted to change the color inside this. Okay, so should be able to. I want to change this gray, distribution. So should be able to change that. Anyway, I should be able to change that this gray color. Okay, so far so good.
Yes.
Okay, great. Let us now go to another chart. This
One
is the
thing is
Gantt
that
chart.
unless you know statistics, interpretation of this kind of charts are a little
This
difficult.
type of chart without help of statistics is difficult. But that's why, I mean, this probably will require only occasional. Okay, when you are trying to measure the variability of orders of any such thing. So obviously, in such situation, require a little bit of understanding of statistics. And why am I not able to change the color? I should be able to change the color.
Also, just check right click on the box plot. Format option comes up or not? Yes, I think there should be format.
No,
It
this
was,
chart is not coming.
yes. After that format, yes.
Oh, this one.
Just check if we can do from here.
No, this will not give because this will not give the color
Worksheet formatting.
range.
Yes. But it happens. We can change that.
Yeah. I know it can change. Somehow it's hiding somewhere. Okay. By the way, since we are here, we have something called explain data. Okay, I will show this in more details later. This is one of the, again, a similar feature that we saw in Power BI. Okay, so explain data is telling me, so I basically clicked on one particular data and it is telling me that particular order. So CA 2014104 8283. This is the order. Okay, so here it is explaining that what this order is kind of doing. I mean, what is the uniqueness about this order? It's 24% higher than expected, but within the range of natural variation. Because remember, I clicked somewhere over here. Is saying that this order is having the profit percentage is 24% higher than expected, but within the range of variation. Okay, and the values that are kind of impacting that is the state from where the sale is happening, the region, and the category, which is a technology. Okay, so because of these three factors, the profit percentage is higher than 24% than usual. Okay, and the other relevant measure is the discount percentage here is 0%, so no discount is being applied over here, and yeah, so these are the two observations that is done. What is unique about this particular order? It is saying that if there's anything that is unique. So this one doesn't have any specific thing that can be classified as a unique. Okay, so this is along with ask data, is explain data. So explain data, ask data are two features that has been introduced very recently in Tableau. The explain data is available in the community version. Ask data is not. The explain data helps you to analyze this kind of. So let's say in outliers. Okay, so if I take an outlier, for example, it will explain. Okay. So average profit is 270% lower than expected. Okay. What is causing that? Discount of $1. That is definitely called, and the high discount percentage of 25 points. So it is telling me what is the reason why this particular order is beyond the beyond the acceptable range, which is the interquartile range of profit percentage, and it is in fact beyond the viscous also. Okay, so this is the concept of explained data. So we can use explained data, especially in this kind of individual when you're trying to analyze individual data points. Okay, we'll see some other examples also where you can use this explained data. Okay, so far so good, everybody. Okay,
Yes.
great. Okay, so now let us look at the other one, which is the bullet chart. So this one is called a Gantt chart. This typically is used when you are dealing with data with a kind of date milestones like project data and all. In this particular case, the type of data that we have, we do not have a lot of much of use case on this. So let me see if I get some other kind of project type of data set. I'll show you how a Gantt chart can be used. So right now we'll talk about this bullet chart. Okay, so bullet chart, if you remember, we did a very rudimentary bullet chart in Data Studio as well as in Power BI. But in Tableau, bullet chart is pretty, and you can use it in a pretty advanced manner. So bullet chart basically means that how am I doing vis-a-vis a particular target? Okay, so I have to define a target and how am I doing against that target. So I may say my target, let's say profit is 25% of sales. That is my target profit. And then for every subcategory, how is my actual profit showing up against the target profit? Okay, so for this, again, I have to create a calculated characteristic. So my calculated characteristic this time is 25, my target profit. Okay, so target profit is my calculated characteristic, calculated field rather. So I can just create it over here. And this is okay. So I am trying to see how am I doing as far as profit is concerned compared to the target profit. So I take profit. I'm taking sum of profit only, and I'm taking the bullet chart. Now this is the overall. I want to do it by subcategory. Get this, okay? But
just repeat that target profit.
Yeah. So you create a calculator. You can create a calculator characteristic from anywhere. You can create it from here. Profit, create calculated field. Okay. And so what I did was go to edit, 0.25 of sales. So my target profit is 25% of sales. That's when I'll assume that I have reached my target profit.
Okay.
And then I take the profit over here and the subcategory over here. So my target profit and profit is, and then I take subcategory because I need subcategory. So far fine. Okay.
Here the gray bar is the profit percentages.
Yeah. So now, yes, now we are, so here there is a confusion. Okay, so you see this is the profit. This line is the profit, whereas the gray bar is like the target profit. That's not what we want.
There are two bars. One is blue one
The
is
blue-
gray.
No. The gray bars are more like, certain like 25% of target profit, 50% of target profit, like that. Okay, so forget about the gray bar right now. Okay, so we'll come to the gray bar. So right now there are two. One is this blue line and the one is this vertical black line.
Okay.
If you notice, so ideally how a bullet chart should look like, this vertical black line should be my target and the blue line should be my actual. So that it gives me a feeling that am I meeting my target or not.
So this black line is what I'm saying, 25% of my sales.
Right. So the black vertical line is should be 25% of my sale, whereas the blue line is the actual profit. But if you look at it, actually the black vertical line is the profit. Okay, actual profit, whereas the blue vertical line is the target profit. You see, this is the target profit, 37382, whereas this is my $56,000 is my actual profit.
Sir, but our target profit is marked by black.
Right. So we have to. So it has reversed. It has made the blue as bar as the target and the black vertical bar as the actual. We don't want that. We want the other way around. We want the black vertical bar to be target and the blue bar to be actual.
Right.
Isn't it? So we need to swap. So if you see here, so it is clear that here you see it is also the axis is of target profit. The axis is not of actual profit. So in order to do this, we have to do what is called swap reference line. Okay, where is the reference line? Swap reference line fields. So if I swap reference line field, now it changes. Now the black one is an average. It says average because it is 25% of the sales. That's why it is taking it. It's calling it an average. Actually, it is the sum of 25% of sum of sales multiplied by 25% for the subcategory.
So in most of the cases, we have not touched the target profit.
Right. As long as we are assuming 25% of the sales is our target profit. So except in case
we have touched it in accessories,
we have touched in accessories, we've touched in copiers, and if you notice that these are the ones which are most profitable segments.
We have actually surpassed it in copiers. Copiers, envelopes,
yeah, absolutely.
Labels and paper.
Right.
What are these gray lines?
Now what are these gray
dark gray?
What are these gray lines? Okay, so just go to edit reference line. Go to this 60/80 of average target profit. So it is saying 60%. So the line, so I now can change this color. Okay, so I can make this something like this. So now you see that if your bar is over here, okay, that means it is within. Okay, so that means 60. So between 60 to 80% of your target profit. When you are green, so this one, for example, is in the green zone, this copier, that means you are above it. So this yellow, so red, up to the red line, you are up to 60% of your target profit. So this guy is, shares is way below 60% of your target profit. Okay. Make sense? All good? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Great. So now, let us make some more use of this explain data. Okay, and let us make this chart. Okay, apparently a simple chart where I want to plot sales and profit. Okay, and I want to plot sales and profit the colors are, let's say, category. So, this is
You have given profit in both the aspects.
profit. Yeah. Okay, and let me make this sales and profit. No, let me put category in details. Okay, I want to put category in details. Okay, I'll explain what I'm doing, and let me put this shape as. And let me put, so I have sales and profit, and let me put, let's say, profit percentage in color. Now, I have this category in the details. Now I put subcategory below. Or what I can do, instead of doing this, let me first create a group. Okay, I will create a group for category. So, or hierarchy, not a group, hierarchy. So I'll make subcategory over here. Okay. This is a product group. Let me first make this group and then we'll create this again. Product group. So category, subcategory. Under that, we have product. So till now, we didn't use product within this group. Okay, under that, we have product. And under that, let us say we have order ID. Okay, so this is the hierarchy that I've created. Now, let us go over here and let us take sales, profit, sales versus profit, and in the details, I give product group. Okay, and in the color, I give profit percentage. Now, see what happens. So I have a points which are giving me sales versus, I can swap this actually. Okay. Yeah. No, so this okay. Profit is okay. Yeah, it's profit. So I can see these were the ones which are okay, this okay. Now this one was fine. Now you see, I'm now getting into more details. Okay. So why I'm doing this? Because this is also a way by which I can measure, find out an outlier. So I can see that a particular product, Canon image class, has been providing an exceptional sales and profit. It's clearly an outlier. Okay. And it is also very profitable as well, because the color is profit, so it's indicating the profit. Okay. So if I, I can actually make this color more automatic. So this is definitely a profitable one, whereas these are the ones which are loss making. So this is one product which is definitely giving me a very high sales as well as a very high profit. And I can further go down. Now see what happens. I can see that there are certain orders. Okay, this is this Canon image one only giving me the order. Okay, and I can even filter it. Okay, so when we can create groups and filter it, or but as of now, this is not group. So this particular product and this particular order ID CA2016118689. This is the one that is giving me a very high sales and a very high profit. Now I can go and view this data and see which one is this. Okay, so profit percentage is as I had 48%. And I can even explain this data. That what is causing or what is, okay. So this is sum of profit is higher than expected, the sum of sales is higher than expected. Okay. So target profit percentage was this. Actually, how much profit it has generated. So it is analyzing all the data and telling me that what is causing this particular order to be so profitable. I mean, so high in sales and high in profit. I think and some of these obviously requires little higher computing power, and that's why it kind of sometimes it.
Athurva, can we make this chart entire view so that this can be visualized from standard to entire in the top yes, standard yes, entire view.
Yeah. So here I see that this is the so technology, this particular order, this particular product is giving me very high sales and profit. And why it is giving me very high profit? So here it takes some time. Okay. So the average profit is 8,000. The target profit is this. Okay. This one was hanging, I think. Average profit is increasing the expected sum profit in the analyzed mark. So, okay, this is quite obvious. It's saying that, okay, the average profit is marked. So it is telling that where it is lying. Explain marks and all other marks. So this is where my average profit is. And because my average profit is higher, my total sum of, now this is one particular order. So anyway, the average profit and the sum of profit will be same. Okay, it doesn't make sense. But suppose I go over here, a level below this, and try to explain this because it was an individual one. Okay, so here it is all the orders of this particular product. Now, if I try to explain this, all the orders of this particular product, let's see what happens. Okay, sum of profit is higher than expected. There is one extreme value. That means within the set of orders for this particular product, there is one value which is probably causing the skewness in terms of the higher sales and higher profit. And what is that one value, one extreme value? We can look at that. Okay. So you have, this is one value. So this is the one extreme value. This is where the average is. This is one extreme value that is causing the sales and the profit for this entire product, all the orders for this product to skew so high. Okay, and from where if this order has come, you see all the details. Okay, from this city, from that is whatever. Okay, so it gives you all the details. Okay, and you can actually form a sheet. It doesn't, I mean, you don't need to get a sheet over here. Okay. So you see all the details of this. There are 5 orders that were 5 unit quantities that were placed. This was a sale. So all the details about this particular exceptional order that created this skewness. So this is the kind of thing that you can do in the explain data format. Making sense?
Actually, this is the AI part of Tableau that has came recently. Right. So if we see that this analysis is totally done by Tableau's AI engine, right? Because this analysis is not regular. So in other cases, in other data points, this analysis may be different. So it may see in a different way. It may present you the explained data in a different way. So that is the WAI engine, that it interprets data in its own way, each time in a different manner as per the data tells.
Right. Right. Yeah. So it is. I mean, we cannot ask that. Okay, you show the data in this format. Okay, everybody else with me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I hope you have got this. This is a very interesting way of, okay. So let's do one more thing. See, there are many, custom charts that can be created in Tableau. Okay. And some of these can be quite complicated. So if time permits, we'll see some complicated, hopefully we'll see some complicated custom charts. But let me show you a simple chart which can be created, which is called a lollipop chart. Okay. Lollipop chart looks like a lollipop. So basically, I mean, it's just having it's a bar chart, but it is looking like a lollipop. So basically, same thing like what we have created previously, that let's say we want to have, we have a subcategory. So previously our chart was looking like this. This is a subcategory wide sales. Like this. Now I want to make this a little more interesting, and I want to create the same thing in the fashion of a lollipop. Now, can you tell me how is it, I mean, how can we approach to create this chart? I mean, why I'm trying to jog the this thing, because I mean, these kind of charts is all about manipulating some of the things that we already know. There's nothing new, but we need to know how to manipulate the different axes and stuff like that. So how do you think we can create this kind of a chart? Right. Any, this is not a standard chart, obviously. So what can be the way by which this chart can be created?
Combination of a bubble and bar chart or something.
Okay, so combination of a bubble and a bar chart. So how do we combine? How do you do the combination? Right, is the combination of a bubble and bar chart. But how do we create the combination?
When we create a bubble chart, we will have a marks column, and for bar chart also we will have a marks column. মানে marks বলে যে জায়গাটা থাকে, I mean to say.
Marks জায়গাটা may denote size or color. I mean, it may indicate size or color. How many charts do we require to create this chart? Do you require one chart or two charts?
One chart only.
No, this is where the trick is. You actually require two charts. So this is essentially a combination of two charts. Okay. So I have to make two charts. One chart is a bubble chart like this, where the size of the bubble will indicate the height of the bubble, the height where it is placed will indicate the sales. I can use a size for something else. Okay, that is secondary. That we can use in the marks. Okay, the size can indicate something else. We'll see that. But size is what will indicate the sale. So higher the bubble, more is the sale. So this is one chart. And another chart, somehow I have to create a bar chart and then combine them.
Oh, I see.
So how do we combine the two? The dual axis, remember?
Yes.
Dual axis is the way by, I mean, we have done that for, let's say, sales for different dates and all. Okay. So let us try this. Okay, let us try this, how we can create this. So once you get a feel of this kind of, manipulations, then a lot of variety of charts is possible to be made in Tableau. Because the basic charts are 24, whatever we have seen. And now with those 24 charts, we have to use our, ability to manipulate and create other types of charts. That's the essence of Tableau. Unlike, that's how Tableau is different from other products. Other products have a less ability to configure. Configurability is less. So there is a standard list of charts, some inbuilt, some community, and you can pick any one of those charts and use it. But you can't configure your own chart. But Tableau gives you the opportunity to configure your own chart. Okay. Only thing is that you have to know this, this way of manipulating some of the data. Well, okay, so basically we need to create two charts. One, so let's create the first one, which is subcategory, the easy one, the subcategory and sales. This is the one that, and we want a bar chart. And okay, let it remain. I'm not sorting it. I'm not sorting. So this is my first chart. Now I have to create a copy of this chart. How do I create a copy of this chart? I can put sales, same sales over here, but there is another way of doing this. Okay, I can just do control and copy sale over here. Happen. Okay. So I have created two charts. Both is sales. Now on the left hand side, you will see that there are two marks. The first one is for the top one, and the second one is for the bottom one. Now, if you imagine the visual, the bottom one, I want to make, somehow I have to make it a circle, isn't it?
Just repeat how you did that duplication.
This one is, one easy way is you can just copy sales over. The shortcut way is do a control and move it over here. There's a small red this thing, it will copy. So you have to press control. But if you are not very comfortable, you can just drag sales again. It will come over. Okay.
Yeah.
So now you have two cells. Second one, so now imagine the picture. So you have to imagine the picture. That's where so the second one, I'll make a circle, because mentally I know that one circle will superimpose on one bar. Okay, that's how a lollipop will be created. So the second one, I will convert this into a circle. Okay. And maybe I increase the size of the, let me leave the size as it is. We'll do something with the size later on. Okay. Now this one, the other one, this size is pretty, so a lollipop should have a thin stick, right? So in order to make this thin stick, I will make this size smaller. It is much smaller. Okay, something like a lollipop is coming up, except the lolly and the stick is separate. So you have to join them together. So how do I join them together? I merge the two axes. So I go to dual axis.
This was what I was saying. Okay, we will have two marks column, one for bar chart and one for circle.
Yes. If you're meaning that, then definitely.
Yeah, I was meaning this thing.
Yeah. Okay, great. Now both of them have become circle. We don't want that. We want one of them to be bar. So the first one, okay, starting to get shape.
Can we do this all over again? I mean, from when we copied.
Oh, this looks like some MF Hussain, you know.
No, looks like what?
One of
Looks
those
like
MF Hussain paintings is already converted something into something totally different.
yes, it is good fun. Once you get hooked to it, it is good fun because you can try out so many things. Okay, once you know. Okay, let us do it. Okay, and you need to know the basic principles and the basic geometry. Okay, that's all you need to know. How you use the the different palettes, the marks, columns, rows, and the geometry. So essentially, we are saying that sales versus subcategory. So let's first sort the easy thing out. Sales versus subcategory. Let me go back to automatic so that we start from there. Okay, sales versus subcategory. Easy thing like this. Now I already have this, thinner. So sometimes it doesn't go back to the earlier format. So it's better to, if you click few other charts, it will go back to the default format. Otherwise, it was thin, so it is taking the thinner area. So this is our standard chart. Okay. So we are imagining that a lollipop consists of a stick and a circle. Stick and the circle here are of the same height. That is a good thing. So we know that if we make two charts, one chart showing the stick, another chart showing the circle, and we can combine them, then maybe something like a lollipop will come. Okay. So in order to have one stick, one bar rather, right now it is not a stick, it's a bar and a circle. I need to make two charts with the same measure and same dimension. So I have to copy this measure again. So I just control and just move it over here. If you're not comfortable in doing that, just drag and drop sales in another, another shelf over here. Now you have two. One of them, maybe the second one, okay, I will convert into a circle. Okay, so I'll make this a circle. Done. Now I will superimpose one over the other. So first of all, this bar needs to be a thinner one. So also let me change the size over here, make it thinner. I'm not doing anything with the color as of now. Do something later. Okay, so far everybody okay? Fine.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So now, in order to superimpose one above the other, I have to create a dual axis. So right click over here, create dual axis. Moment I create dual axis, both of them come at the same place. But only problem is that there are two problems actually. First problem is that these two axes has two different scales. If you notice, these two axes has two different scales. And the second problem is that
sorry, once again, can we show how we merge these two? Once again, just
no. So right click here,
dual axis. Yeah, okay.
Merges. But the problem is that it has two different scales, right? So this is 100, or is it the same? Okay, maybe it is the same, but doesn't matter. Even if it's not the same, you must synchronize the axis. Both of them must come in the same scale. Both the axes must come in the same scale. Okay, so here probably they're in the same scale, but it is or
so
maybe
if
not.
It is not in the same scale, how do we bring it to the same scale?
So you have to, it is not actually. See, if it was, then these 2 points would have merged.
Overlap.
Okay. Yeah, overlap. Okay, they are not. So if you have to make this the same scale, now before we make this the same scale, let us, because otherwise after that we'll not be able to differentiate the 2 points. So just for convenience, let us make this first one as a bar. First one as a bar. Okay. And now let us synchronize. Now probably the axis has got synchronized. Okay. Both have become same scale automatically. But let us not leave it to chance. We'll make it synchronized. So here you see synchronized axis. Once you synchronize axis, both of them will be in the same axis.
Okay.
Now the lollipop is taking shape, isn't it? So we don't require both the axis. Let us remove this axis. Okay, so this axis we don't need. So where is this show header? We don't remove this. So we need one axis is good enough. Now we need to do some interesting stuff. First of all, let us reduce the size of the bar. Okay, this makes it better. And the second one, let us now decide what will be indicated as the size. Okay, so let us say even though sales is there in one axis, we can probably take sales also in size. Okay, and make this size bigger. So bigger the sales, more
Maybe
the
we
sales.
can take profit, sir.
Profit I was thinking of taking in, yes, we can take profit also. What I was thinking was profit, to take profit in color. Okay, so you can take profit in sales also, but you know, either way, I mean, doesn't matter. So okay, and now this color has become little dull. So let me put this orange. Okay, and make this a little bigger. Yes. So now you have a lollipop chart. Now I can let's say have some other data also. Let's say I want to have the let's say profit data. The label. Okay. I can have the profit data in the label or sales data in the label. Or doesn't look good, is fine. I mean, we can leave it like this. Okay, we can remove this. Don't need this. Don't need this. Yeah. So now we have a chart which looks like a lollipop chart. Okay. Makes sense? If we want label, I don't want the label. Okay. Make sense?
How did you converge both the axes into one?
How do I converge both the axes?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then just show it then because I don't want to disturb that one. So let me show this one again. So we had subcategory, sales, and we created a copy of sales, and then right click, dual axis.
Dual axis.
Both become circle, and one of them you have to convert to. So this one, for example, has got synchronized. So you see that both the circles are, one is hiding behind the other.
Yes.
So once I convert that to a, one of them I convert to a bar, like this. And but you have to remember to synchronize it, because you are visually it might be a little difficult to understand whether the axes are same or not. There will be slight difference in the two axes.
Right.
So it's important to synchronize the two axes.
Yes.
Okay.
After that, I mean, you got these axes.
After that, yeah. After that, I just remove this. Then rest of it is you can just make this thinner.
You do just now.
Yeah.
Show header. What was that?
Sorry. The sales, I took it in the
Okay.
size. Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Like this. And then color, I gave profit in the color. If you want, you can have, for example, let's say you can have sales in size, okay, and subcategory, or let's say you can have category in color. Okay. So there are 3 categories. So you can see the 3 categories in 3 different colors. Then make this. Okay. Clear? Let us now do one more similar kind of chart. It's like an Olympic medal chart. So, let's say I want to make a chart where the different subcategories based on sales, I am giving a medal. So let's say it's instead of sales, it's a rank. So it's a rank. Okay. So whichever subcategory is doing the best, or I can do based on city or something like that. So whichever, let's say state, okay, there are too many cities. So let's say whichever state is doing the best, I have a star like this. So this is the rank 1. Then this is the rank 2. So this is state 1. This is state 2. Okay, rank 2. I have the rank 3, state 3. Okay, so like this. Okay, so this is rank. This is not the sale. This is a rank, but the rank is given in the form of sale. And let's say, just like Olympic medal, I have this hanging like this. Okay, it gives me how the states are doing, like a medal. Now, you can download it to a PPT and kind of make this like this. But here it's difficult to do it like this. Here it is just a kind of a string that is hanging with a star. Okay, so how do you think we can do this? It's similar to the previous one, except the fact that it is more of a rank rather than an actual sale. Okay, so let us try and do this. Let us see how this can be done. Okay, are you with me, everybody? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So let's take our popular thing, sales, and this time let's take state. Okay. I hope there are fine. We can manage with so many states. There are some states that are doing well. So the first thing is that we want to have it. We don't want the sales. We want the rank. Okay. So in order to do that, you just go over here, go to add quick table calculation and make it rank. Okay. So now this has become a rank, okay, rather than the absolute sales. And then this rank should be calculated, compute using the state. So now if you, for example, sort it, and actually, where is the sort? No, not filtered. I'm not, sorry.
Sir, it's at the top, I guess.
No, here.
In the menu bar also it's there.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. So now only problem is that it is the rank. I mean, if you see the highest selling state is coming lowest, because the rank is the number of rank is the is lowest, right? So California is the highest selling state, but it is coming in the lowest.
Just repeat the last bit. How did you get this?
So I was searching for the sort button. So sort is over here. Also the sort is over here. Okay, so here also I can sort. So just sort top to bottom. Okay. So descending to sort descending. So the highest value. So the problem is sort descending is that North Dakota actually is the lowest ranking state in terms of sale, but North Dakota is coming the highest because the rank is calculated that the value of the rank is the highest. Now, if I want to change
I'm not getting that sort button. I think it went off very fast.
Yeah, just click over here. Yeah. And you see the sort button. There are two sorts.
Oh, okay.
Sir, how did we get this rank of sale? That I did not get.
Okay. So just first of all, just go over here, go to quick table calculation and make it a rank. Okay. And then compute using state. How will the rank be computed? The rank will be computed based on state.
Okay.
Okay. Compute using state. And then I sort it. So, but now the problem is that now you are able to visualize that where I am going. Okay, the medals, just imagine the picture of medals that I drew. So the winning state will be having the medal on top, like, you know, Olympic podium. Okay. So, but the problem is that now the lowest state is having the highest bar, because in rank, the higher number is the rank number 1 is the first rank. Okay, the best rank. Rank number 50 is the lowest rank. But the value of 50 is highest. So it is showing 50 first. It is showing the state that is having the highest rank first with the biggest bar. So if I make this now into a star, it will give me a wrong impression. The lowest ranking state will have the highest, the star will show in the highest elevation. Now, if I do it in a descending order, let's say if you may say that I want to, rather ascending order, if I want to do it in ascending order, it will come like this, but California will be coming like this. But now suppose I convert this bar into a star. This star will be lowest. Okay, so what we are trying to do over here, let's say if this is a bar, instead of a bar, I now make this a shape. And this shape, I make this a star. Okay. And maybe I increase the size of the star. But then again, this is not giving me the right feel, because the winning state, the star should have been on top. Whereas the losing state, the star should have been in the bottom, isn't it? Am I making sense? Yes or no?
Sir, can you repeat this part again?
See, here, if I leave this chart like this, it is giving me the stars.
No, I mean, from where we had a bar. So you change the shape to...
I change the shape to a star. So this, I change this to a shape, and here I change this to a star. like this.
So now it is sorted from lowest to highest, is it?
But lowest is the winning state, right? California is a state that has the highest sale, is a winner. But because its rank is, 1, it is showing in the bottom. This guy's rank is 50 and showing in the top.
So ideally, California should be 50. Ideally, it should be the reverse.
Ideally, it should be the reverse.
Yeah.
So I need to make it reverse. So how do I make it reverse? Go over here, right click, edit axis, and go to reversed. Okay. And now you put sales in the size.
Once again, sir, how did you do that reverse? But please, sorry.
Edit. Reverse.
Edit scale reversed. Okay. Okay.
So put sales on the size. The winning state should get the most the biggest medal. Okay, yes. Okay, so now this has become more. Now I can use profit to color it. So, okay, so sales wise, this guy is winner, but profit wise, not necessarily the third state or whatever is the third state, that guy is not the winner. Okay. Where is our red, green, fiber? Yes. So these guys, Texas, we saw also, Texas is actually not a very profitable one. Okay. And if you want, we can create a filter also. Okay. We'll see. So because maybe we are not interested in seeing all the states. Create a filter. Because otherwise you have so many states and kind of towards the end it will kind of too small. Okay. So far fine, everybody. Now what about that strings? I want those strings on top coming down like this. In fact, let's put a filter on the state, let's say. Okay. So top 10 by sales. Okay, so top 10 states by sales. Or maybe a little more, top 20. Yeah. Now better. So you have the top 20 states by sales.
Just repeat that, please.
Yeah. Just go just put the state in the filter and go to edit and make it top 20 sales, top 20 states by sales. Okay. So now I want those, the bars hanging. How do we do it?
Again, replicate that sales here and put it as bar chart.
Absolutely. Replicate this. Now, okay. Now again, I have to reverse this
and
first.
Change this as type as bar.
Right, type. We have to make it as bar. First, let me reverse this. Then which one did we reverse? Okay, yeah, this one, right? Yeah. So first of all, I don't need the size as sum of sales. Okay, I don't need this also, and I want to make this as bar. Oops. Okay, size this, and color I want to make this. Okay. And now I have to merge the two axes. Dual axis,
Synchronize.
synchronize. So you have this metals chart. See, it's all kind of this kind of manipulations. So I can just put now, if I want to have the value of sales, I can put it the sales over here.
We can do it category wise also, na sir?
Yeah, of course. So any dimensions. So the states I gave because it kind of gives a feeling of competition. Right.
Okay.
So if you are presenting to, let's say, different
Why
regions,
did I get the bars at the bottom and not on top?
bars at the
Because we reversed the kya kehte isko? Axis. That's why, na sir, we got the bars from top and not from bottom.
right. We reverse the, in both cases, we reverse the axis.
Sir, can you show the filter once again, the state wise top
It's like
10?
almost reverse of that lollipop chart.
Yes, almost reverse of the lollipop chart. That's right. The filter is okay. So I just put state over here
State over there.
in the filter.
Yes.
And there I could have manually selected, but I don't want to manually select. Okay, what I want is there are other options in this filter. So we'll talk about some of these options later. So I am saying that filter by top 20.
Okay.
Based on what? Based on sales. The sum of sales. Okay.
Just do the reversed also. Mine is already reversed. Still, it's not Monday. Rank of sales, edit
So
axis.
if you go over here,
Yeah,
edit axis,
Yeah.
reversed.
it is already reversed in my case, and it is coming with the bars downward, not
Down.
yeah, if I,
Okay.
and if I,
Just check if you're
okay,
if
and
this
if
is
I,
0 and this is 20.
oh, it's 0,
The top is 0 and bottom is 20.
but no, the reverse.
Okay, then and one of the axis is not reversed. And actually, if you don't need this, you can also hide this. Okay, you don't need this because it is obvious that something on top is the higher rank.
In the second chart, sum of sales, how did you create that hanging bar?
I'm still not getting it.
I mean the strings. How did you reverse the bars basically?
Yeah. Okay. So let me try one more. Okay. Let me just. Okay. I don't want to disturb this one. Let me try. So first is my sales subcategory. Sorry, sales and state. We are doing for state, right? State. Okay. So we get a normal bar plot. What we then do is convert this to a rank. So instead of a value, we get a rank. Just converted this to a rank. Okay, so from 0 to 50, actually it counts from 0. So first rank is 0, 0 to 50. Now I want to first get this into an order. So I sort this descending. But when I sort this descending, what is happening is that the one that is having the lowest sale is having the highest height. Okay, which I don't want. But if I do the other way around, which is if I make this sort ascending, okay, California having the highest sale will come first, but it will be, the bar will be shortest because the bar is based on the value of the rank and the winning state will have a lower rank. So now I have to reverse the axis. So right click, go to edit axis, reverse. So now I have got I don't want the bars. Okay, or what I can do, I can leave the bars here. I can make a copy. So I can leave the bars over here. So maybe I can reduce the size over here. If I want to do it like this, let the bars remain over here. The next one, I'll make a copy. And this one, the second one, I want to make stars. Okay. So the second one, this one I want to make stars. So first of all, this axis is now not reversed. This axis is reversed. This axis is not reversed. So this starts from 0 over here. That one starts from 0 on top. So I have to first reverse this axis. Edit, reverse this. Okay. Now this one I want to make a star, or maybe this time we can make a circle also. Okay. So sorry, not this. Either one, we can make any one of them. Doesn't matter. But let me just try and make this one. Okay, because this one will overlap on this. So there, you will notice there's a slight difference in terms of which one comes in the front and which one comes in the back. So this one actually is coming in the front. So I want this to be the circle and this one to be the line. So the line is behind the circle of the star. So that's why I did for this. So I go over here and I convert this to shape. Okay, and this shape, let me now take some other shape. Let's just take this. Okay. Okay. And the color is, let's say, cells. Okay. Let me
We
just.
took the size as cells, no?
Sorry, we took size as cells, right?
Yeah.
Size as cells. And color we took as profit. Right. Okay, and the one on top, this has lost its color. So let me put this color back, maybe this color, or maybe some other color. And size, let me make it thinner. Okay, so now these two have to be merged. Okay, are you with me so far? Yes. So far, fine. Now this has to be merged. Okay. Okay. So this one again has become. Okay. So now let this be a little bigger. I don't want this now. I have to synchronize this. And then I have to take this out. I can remove this. And remove this. And also remove this. Yes. All okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So what we'll quickly start today, next day we can continue, is this dashboard. Okay. So remember that in Tableau, till now we didn't talk about a dashboard. Okay. It was all individual charts and individual sheets. But remember when we went to Power BI and Data Studio, there was one dashboard. We said there'll be 4 to 6 charts, and that is useful to build a story. Okay. So in Tableau, a dashboard is a separate functionality. So here, if you see, there is something, this square window type thing. This is a dashboard. So you basically build a dashboard from different sheets. And dashboard has some controls. For example, we saw some drill down stuff, but the drill down was not exactly not controlling. So if you remember in Power BI, if you, let's say, selected one particular segment, then all other charts in the same dashboard was getting filtered against that particular segment. Suppose I select a category. Okay, I select a category. Then if there are three other charts, one showing sales, another showing profit, bar chart, pie chart, whatever, map chart, all of them will get filtered for category. Now, this is not, we have not seen this here. For example, we have not seen, let's say if I select this chair, okay, then all other subsequent data will only show data about chairs. Okay, so that is not something that we have seen yet, and that is not, we understand that cannot be done over here because it is different sheets where different charts are there. So this filtering has to work on multiple sheets, unlike in case of Power BI and Data Studio, where all the charts were in one sheet and it was acting in the same sheet. So this kind of controls need to be built in for effective drill down and filtering. And to do this kind of things, you need to bring all the charts into one dashboard. It can be done across sheets also. Okay, but usually we'll typically do this kind of things on a dashboard. So this is where you create a dashboard. So so here you see that the way the dashboard needs to be built is, let's say I want to make 4 charts. Okay, so I will create 4 sections. So this is the first section. Now this is slightly requires a slight bit of practice. So I am dropping it on the right hand side to get created 2 sections like this. Okay, one after that. So it's called horizontal section, but sometimes it's confusing. Actually, it looks vertical, but it is calling. So you look at the picture. So that will give you how the section. So I have created two sections like this. It is calling it a horizontal section, but actually these 2 sections, which looks like this. And then I want to create sections below this. So I take the sheet over here and move it like this. Now there's another section. And then I have another one like this. So now I have 4 sections. And then I can put a sheet over here, next sheet over here, the third sheet over here. Now, normally I'll not put it like this in random because you need to build a story around this. But I'm able to build the sheets like this. Okay. If you want, you can change the layout of the sheet. For example, this size, I can change this to, let's say, something different. So make this automatic from here. You see, it comes as a full.
You'll have to repeat this. How did you get those 4 boxes?
Okay.
Even if you miss 15 seconds.
Okay. No problem. Okay, I'll just. So let me create one more dashboard. So these are dashboard. Okay. Let me first, let it be minimum size. So first of all, I divided this into 4 windows. Okay, how do I divide it? Now this is where a little bit of skill in the mouse will be required. So I first put it over here. This one full screen. Then again I put it over here. But now you see, if I put it over here, it is overlapping on the previous one. I'm moving a little bit to the right. Okay, now it's not happening. See. Okay, so let me just first put it over here, and then again I'm putting, and now I'm moving. Oops. Yeah. Now you see I'm moving like this. So when I move like this, it will now create 2 different bars. Okay, so I'm doing it again. Little bit of practice is required. First one is here.
Yeah.
Second one, I'm moving. So you see, if I'm moving towards the right and it's showing a shade. It is splitting it vertically. Even though it's calling horizontal, it is splitting it vertical. It has two vertical splits now. Okay. And then I need to create two other boxes below. So I bring vertical over here and put it like this. It is showing a shape like this. And then again, so I have three boxes now. So this one big box, this one, and this one. If I want, I can leave it like this also. If I want three, but usually, four makes a good balance. So the next one, I want to put it over here.
Got
So
it.
now I have four boxes. Now I put this chart in these four boxes.
We can make more, no? Even the number of boxes could be more.
Yeah. You can make more. You can make more. Yes, you can make more. Okay. You can try with different sizes. Not necessarily that everything has to be square. Okay. Let's say you are doing a scorecard, so you can have another vertical one like this over here, something like this. So you can experiment with the different shapes. So now this is four is a very common, very symmetric kind of thing, and it can tell a story if you go by the Z fashion. So though there is another one called story. Okay, so there's a separate dashboard where you can create a story, okay, which is basically a sequence of charts. Okay, but here also, even if I don't create a story from here, this is a place to create a story. Even if I don't create a story, even in a dashboard, I can create a story. Okay, by sequencing the chart in such a way that you reveal some information. So from
what did you do that time to make it full screen?
Oh yeah,
full
the full
page.
screen
There's
is
something
here.
called automatic, no?
Yeah. So here, if you go over here, there in the range, you see there's something called automatic. So in the size, in the range, something called automatic. Okay, so now I have the entire full screen to myself. And of course, I can also put it in the. Now I can do a lot of things. I can kind of filter and all. So probably that's something that we're going to cover in the next session. Okay, so you can do a lot of controls on this dashboard. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Hope it was enjoyable. We had good fun with this kind of charts. So try and make some more interesting. So there can be candlestick charts, which are typically used for your stock market. Okay. So when it's varying in the range. So lots
Which
of
one is candlestick chart, sir? How does it
Huh?
look like? Candlestick chart, konta?
Candlestick charts, you have this in the stock market, na? Stock market, I'll just let me Google. When the stock market, movements that are shown in candlestick. It's not necessary that everywhere all the types of charts are applicable, but this one, you see, this type of charts you have seen, where
This is the kind of that chart that we did today. Ki jani bole otake.
কোনটা
IQR যেটা interquartile range.
box plot না এটা ঠিক
box plot টাইপেরই তো দেখতে
কিন্তু এটা it's a combination of in a particular day what for example how the
opening or closing
opening and closing exactly. So that's typically where candlestick charts are used. Looks similar to box plot, but it's not exactly a box plot because it is not taking into account the quartiles and all. Okay. Okay, so that's all we had for today. Hope it was enjoyable.
Very much.
Was-
Working with different types of charts.
Very much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, Women will have his team make so many charts.
I'm going to ask some more people to be trained on this.
Yeah.
And then I will ask them to make it.
That's why I say. So now that you know what can be done, you will ask them to make it.
You can do it yourself, Mohammed sir.
Yeah.
Not to worry.
I know the struggle I have had to reach here.
Good. No, I think, but I must say that all of you have been. I mean, it's not. I mean, beyond a particular, whatever experience, it's very difficult to get used to this nitty-gritties. The concept-wise is fine. I mean, it's easy to learn the concept, but what is to be dragged where and where brackets will be put and all those things. Those are many people can't.
I think for us, the understanding of the different chart is also very, very, very important. That what exactly are possible in Tableau. So that's also something which is important, perhaps.
Right. No, absolutely. The potential it has, because it's a huge potential, because it is configurable, so you can actually do a lot of things.
But frankly speaking, in some of the charts, when we'll present, the person who is actually listening to us would also need to understand the implications of the chart that we are going to show. For example, the color, the profit as a color that you are actually showing, so that the implications the other person needs to understand, because otherwise normally you are not habituated with this, isn't it?
Right.
Women, just think about, in a particular graph, you are actually showing the growth of a particular category and the yield, and also the impact of giving discount to the sales. Huh?
There are multiple things that can be done actually. In that one chart itself, you show 2-3 different things.
Correct.
It's interesting.
Very interesting. But I'm saying that even the person on the other side,
Has to
he also needs to,
Otherwise, it will be completely.
Correct.
I think it's a Christmas tree, actually.
That's right.
Then it becomes too complicated to understand. Right.
Correct. Normally, we use very simple graphs to kind of depict whatever we want to say. And the combinations, for example, the sales growth versus maybe the yield growth, I think we tend to show in 2 different charts, isn't it, Women?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. All right.
We hardly use the combination, but if we can do that, I think this is fantastic.
It'll be interesting.
It's very interesting. Very interesting.
But then you're right.